생일 축하합니다. 생일 축하합니다. 사랑하는 우리 학생 생일 축하합니다. Even if it is not your birthday, it will be your birthday eventually at some point during the year, and it's also probably somebody else's birthday. In the meantime, these are the lyrics for the birthday song in Korean. You just put somebody's name in that blank there, and you can embarrass your family and friends in public at a restaurant. Always a fun time. Why are we talking about birthdays and birthday songs? Because we are learning about 나이, or age. So this is basic list. Some of the ages here, they all end in 살, which is a counter, and it means age, or, well, I guess years old is what you translate it as. And because it's a counter, that means that it follows the same rules as 명, or okay, you remember 한 명, 두 명, one person, two people, or 시 when you're talking about time, like 한 시, 1 o'clock. That means you do not say 하나 살 or 둘 살. You have to drop that last letter off. Remember that? So when you're talking about ages, for those first four numbers, you'd say 한 살 for 1, 두 살, 세 살, 네 살, 20살 for 20, 20살 or 21살 for 21, 22살 for 22. And unlike Sino-Korean numbers, where you can say 10 for 10 and then 20 for 20, 30 for 30, in native Korean numbers, there's a new word for every 10 unit. So 30 is 서른, 서른살, 40 is 마흔살, 신 is 50, 예순 is 60, 일흔살 is 70, 여든 is 80, and ahun is 90. 백 is 100, and that is the only Sino-Korean number on this list. So 백살, 100 years old. Now, you may also hear 연세, which is an honorific version of 나이. So still means age, just more honorific. So you use it when you're talking about middle-aged or older people's ages. In more formal situations, when you're speaking to elders or in newspaper articles or in law, then you may use Sino-Korean numbers with the counter 세 instead of 살. Sino-Korean numbers and this counter are considered more formal than native numbers and the counter 살. So you might hear both. In this lesson, we are focusing on the native Korean numbers. But I still wanted to mention this. You do not use Sino-Korean numbers or say when you're talking about your own age. Why? Because it is showing respect to other people. You don't want to show respect to yourself because that is considered rude. So if you're talking about your father's age, you may use 개소는, which is the honorific form of 는, the topic marker. 아버지께서는 연세가 어떻게 되세요? This is one of the most formal ways you can ask someone for their age. 연세가 어떻게 되세요? I guess literally means like, how is your age? But it means how old are you? 여든 한 살이세요. This is using native numbers. He is 81. This is using Sino-Korean numbers. 50세입니다. He is 50. Blink 182, believe that nobody likes you when you are 23살, 23. IU also has a song about being 23살. Sleeping Beauty, Aurora, she was 16살 when she pricked her finger on a spinning wheel and basically fell into a coma. IU also has a different song, Pellet, where she is singing about being 25살, 25. Taylor Swift was 22살 when she had not much going on at the moment in her 22 music video. And to be president of the United States, you need to be at least 35 in the US. So that is 35살. You need to be at least 40, 40살, to be president of Korea. Now, we need to talk about some history and a little bit of culture so you can fully understand why age is so important in Korea. In 2023, you may or may not have seen headlines like this. South Koreans grow younger overnight. As of today, South Koreans are all a year younger. How South Koreans are aging backward. More than 51 million people in South Korea awoke on Wednesday to find themselves a year or two younger. at least according to the law. How is this possible? Do they find the, fountain of youth? Is it witchcraft? No. It is because Korea has different age systems than we do in the US. They actually have a total of 3. So we're going to be talking about age before these headlines, before June 28th, 2023. That's when the age law was revised and age kind of changed. So for the most part, now people use international age. International age is when people are considered 0 years old at birth, and then they turn a year older on their birthday. This is the same one that we use in the US. Korean age is when people are considered 1 year old at birth and then turn a year older every January 1st, so not on their birthday. There's a hybrid system called 나이, which combines aspects of both of these different age systems up here. So people are considered 0 years old at their birth, but then they turn a year older collectively every January 1st, not on their birthday. Unless their birthday is January 1st, then yeah, I guess. The hybrid system is calculated by subtracting the current year from your birth year. So if the year right now is 2024, if you were born in 2000, then that means you're 24 years old according to this system. So why are we talking about this? First of all, it's good to understand that if you're reading an article or watching media published before 2023, this date, or if you see, people talking about Korean age and their blog post or whatever was posted before 2023, they might be explaining things differently than they are now. So make sure when you're researching ages, if you need a little reminder from, someone's Korean help blog, make sure you're getting up-to-date information and not confusing yourself, because this is kind of outdated information. At this time, everyone was considered at least 1, if not 2 years older. Everyone born in the same year were considered the same age. This was useful for military enlistment, which all able-bodied men have to do. They have to complete a certain amount of months of military enlistment, and also education. So everybody born in the same year they could enlist in the military and enroll in their grade at the same age. Everyone collectively turned a year older on January 1st, regardless of their birthday, and the same person could say that they were 20, 21, or 22, depending on their birthday. This also means that if you were born on December 31st, so New Year's Eve, you'd be considered 1 year old. Just born, you are 1 year old. Sun sets, sun rises, next day is January 1st, yes, you would be considered 2 years old, even though you were literally born yesterday. Yes, this is confusing, and that is why some Koreans would just give the year that they were born and then let the listener kind of do the math or figure out how old they are from that. So these are different ways that you can ask someone their age. This is the same as 연세가 어떻게 되세요? Except instead of 연세, you're using 나이. So 나이가 어떻게 되세요? 몇 살이세요? 몇 년생이세요? This is specifically asking what year were you born in. So you could say 7, 5살, not 살, 생이에요. 7, 5생이에요. 9, 8생이에요. Or 04생이에요. I was born in 04. Of course that is 2004, not 1904. Zero Empire. This age may be of interest to some of you. The legal age as of 2024 for drinking and smoking in Korea is 19. This is international age 19. Even though it follows the 나이 system, this is still used for some laws, even now, even after the revision. So this means that everyone is legal to drink from January 1st of the year that they turn 19 in their international age, even if their 19th birthday has not yet passed. So if it is February and your 19th birthday is in June, you are still legal because it is the year that you turn 19, even if it's a couple months from now. So legal age begins whatever year that you would turn 19. The legal age for military service, so enlisting in the military, driving a car, voting, running for mayor, governor, or member of parliament, but not president, is 18. You are, once again, this follows the 나이 system. So you are legal from January 1st of the year you turn 18 in your international age, even if your 18th birthday hasn't passed yet. So you could sign up for military service in January, even if you don't turn 19 until November, almost a whole year later. So months later, but it's still within the same year. So you are able to sign up for that. That should say 18. That should say 18 until November. Why are we talking so much about age? Why are we placing so much importance on this? Why have I been talking this long about age? Why does it matter? One important aspect of Korean culture is age. And it's one of the first things that Koreans will ask you when they meet you, along with perhaps your occupation, what school you went to, what you studied, and also your marriage status. All of these things determine social status. And so, therefore, that determines how they will address you. What titles will they use? What sentence endings will they use? And what sentence endings will you use for them? What will you call them? Should you use honorifics? Should you use 반말? Should you use the 씁니다 form or the 아요 form? What form should you use? They determine that with your age and your occupation and your marriage status and everything else about you. That is why people ask this on the first meeting, so they understand and know your relationship with each other, and they know how to address you appropriately. Because if you are talking to a young child, perhaps like 6 years old, let's say you're 20 and you're talking to a kid that's 6 years old, you may say, 설아야, 어디 가? 설아, where are you going? But if you're talking to an elder, somebody older than you, like your grandmother, you would say, 할머니, 어디 가세요? Because you do not use your grandma's name, but you can use your name, a name for a child, somebody younger than you. You also use honorifics, and you use the 아요 form at least. You don't use those for when you're talking to kids. So, very important. That is why we spent so long talking about ages, but now you are free. 잘하세요. 다음에 봐요. See you later.